OMG, welcome back to my channel. So excited you are here. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I appreciate you. It's Jody Dunn, and I'm coming at you with a new weekly video. If you are new and you just found me, so happy that you are here. Would you please say hello to me and let me know you are new right in the comments so I can welcome you and say hello to you. And if you're already subscribed, thanks so much for coming back to another video. Truly appreciate you. Definitely leave me a hello in the comments so I can say hi to you. So we're going to be doing some work in the garden today. Front and back, actually. So first thing that I wanted to take care of, I know I just put these mums in the ground last week and I decided to move them. I thought about it when I put them in the ground, but then it just started bothering me even more. And I was like, just do it now, Jody, because you'll feel better next year. So in the front, right by the rocks, I've got 2 rudbeckia and a black-eyed Susan planted. And then I just pop the mums in behind them. Well, the mums are always going to be lower to the ground than the flowers. And so I want to swap them because I just think that will look better. Did you catch my bonus video on Friday? Look at my little garden pathway. Well, now I'm blocking it, but oh, I love that garden pathway. I literally use it, I don't know, 25 times a day. Thanks so much for all the feedback on that video. You guys were awesome. You left lots of just encouraging comments. And yes, my husband and I put in a lot of work last weekend to get that little pathway done and all of those rocks moved. Oh, but it just looks so, so good. So this should not be too terrible of a job here because I just put these in the ground like a week ago and they did pop right up, which I knew they would. And so basically I just kind of dug one extra hole and then I'll use the holes that the mums were already in to move the flowers towards the back. I am going to have to dig a little bit extra holes though because I want to space the flowers a little bit differently as well. I want to group them a little bit closer together so it just gives a big show in the summertime. So, but anyways, it won't be too much digging, although I already did run into a tree root that I had to pull the loppers out and cut. But, you know, that's just to be expected in basically any bed in my yard. So I would love to hear what is going on in your world. Are you working on any fun projects this week? Definitely feel free to share it with me down in the comments. I always love cheering you on and getting excited for you. So this black-eyed Susan that I planted just a couple months ago, it didn't come up quite as easily as I had thought it would. And I had noticed, I think it has already spread. Massive. Well, heavens to Betsy, I think that's already spread. Wow. Yay. I gotta dig a bigger hole. I want to keep all that there. Wow. Yeah, I think a whole new thing started. Huh. That it'll be fine, right? It'll be fine. And split them into 2, maybe. So maybe. Now I decided to split it. I gotta Google this. Do these have rhizomes? I hope not. It's a native plant, so I know it will just grow like wild, and I don't want to regret buying this because I don't want it taking over my yard. But yeah, I was quite shocked at how much this thing has already spread. So I decided just to split it, and I'll just make 2 plants out of it. And the main reason I bought it was because I did a lot of research and heard that it was very pollinator friendly. The pollinators love it. I did not see like any pollinators on my black-eyed Susan. Again, it's only been in the ground a couple of months, but the pollinators love my zinnias. They love the snapdragons. Oh my gosh, they love those. They love the cosmos. They love my Mexican sunflowers. I did not see them on the black-eyed Susan, so I'm not sure. I'm sure they are pollinator friendly, but anyways, I'm just hoping it doesn't try to take over this whole bed. So pretty simple, just moving, the mum to the rudbeckia hole and the rudbeckia to the mum hole. I am putting compost in for the mums just because I want to make sure they get a really good feed. I already put compost in when I first planted them, but now I'm moving them. I did not put any compost in for the black-eyed Susan because I don't want that thing growing anymore. And I didn't for the two rudbeckia I have. I think it's Denver Daisy and Sonora. All right, I got those all switched. So that purple one, when I planted it last week, it didn't even it had buds, but no blooms yet. Whew, it's starting to bloom out. The orange one too. So now they're all in front. I think that will look better. And then my two rudbeckia, well, I guess technically, is that a rudbeckia, the black-eyed Susan? I cannot believe wow, I'm going to really have to watch that. That thing, wow, spreads. Those two did not grow the same way that grew. I don't want this taking over my yard. So anyways, they look very sad right now. I just deadheaded can't remember if that one's Sonora or Denver Daisy, but I've deadheaded them all. They all need to be deadheaded again. They're just about done, probably for the season. But there we go. That is done. Now, look what I found. Like, why now? Why now? All year I've been feeding the birds. And all year I've been secretly hoping. I thought I recognized this leaf. Secretly hoping something awesome would germinate. Do you recognize that? Those are all sunflowers. Those are all dang sunflowers from, you can see all the seeds that have fallen from the birds eating. There's another one. All these are sunflowers. I'd already dug up 2 of them. I hate to dig them up, but, they're not going to do anything now. They don't have enough time before frost hits. I have a feeling we're going to get an early fall, unfortunately. Maybe we won't, but dang, why didn't that happen in the summer? Oh, all right, let's move on. All right, I went to Walmart. Look at what I found. Asters. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. I got 4 different colors, although I don't know that you're going to be able to tell the difference in them. I'll turn my camera around and then maybe you will be able to. Oh, maybe that one's the same color. Okay, one is like a pink. Well, they're all like purpley. But this one had like more yellow in the middle. This one was a little bit darker. That's more of like a pinky purple and a light purple. So I'm going to plant them. We just took out those rocks right here. I'm going to plant them along this border. Hopefully they'll be okay. I've heard the rabbits really like them. And this is very close to the house. So they have not touched my little sunflower, which is a mini. I mean, I don't think it should be this little, but remember I left it in the pot for so long before I put it in the ground. So that's actually blooming. So I'm thinking I'm going to put them there. We're going to be moving those in like a month, those 3 rocks, once I get these zinnias out. Well, I guess I can just dig one up if I need to. Let's get these in the ground. So I had seen these at the store when I bought the mums last week, and so I did a little bit of research and found out asters are in the mum family, but they're more of the native kind, and they're just beautiful. So they should perennialize for me. Just a little worried about the rabbits maybe wanting to munch on them, and I'm not sure. Let me know if you have asters in your yard. Because I've heard they get quite large, unlike the mums, which get about 2 feet. I don't know. I was reading somewhere that they can get like 5 and 6 feet tall. Is that true? They're just so pretty. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna pop these in the ground as a little border here, and we'll see what they do next year. I'm gonna enjoy the flowers now, but you know, they're really gonna be more for next year. All right, those are in the ground, so super excited. They are very, very pretty, and you know, obviously I am planting them for this year to enjoy it, but really it'll be next year where they get bigger. I might have to make some changes over here. So I bought one Shasta daisy. My friend Vivian had given me a big mound of it from her yard that I just separated the clumps and planted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clumps, I think. Maybe I only planted 5, but 6. Only one of them flowered this year, and I only got 2 flowers, which, you know, I figured that. It was a little bit later in the year. I think I might move, I don't know. I might move one of these clumps over here and just have like a nice little show of daisies here. But then I might need to move those cone flowers. I'm getting new buds. I've deadheaded a lot. But you can see I've got new buds coming. Hopefully they have time to put off a second flush of blooms. Let me show you where my dilemma is. My dilemma is this hydrangea. It is an incredible, and I was so excited to find it. And I might have to put it, the only place I would want to put it in that bed, of course I can always move it in this bed, would be right there. That's not where I wanted to put it. Let me show you where I wanted to put it. As we're walking to the spot, I'll just show you all the beautiful flowers. Look at caladium. A couple of leaves are getting old and spent. Look at hibiscus. Ah, so gorgeous. Mexican sunflower is flipping amazing. I mean, just amazing. Dahlia, it's really my only one that is performing super well. So beautiful. I wanted to put it right here. We had a very large bush here that neither one of us really cared for. It didn't really do anything except for it just was green. I mean, it was fine. It was pretty. Hubs tried to dig it up. He spent over an hour and he cannot get like to the bottom of this. And I need like, I want to plant it right here. I don't know. I'm sure that didn't kill it. That thing is like a super fast grower, so I'm curious to see if anything comes back. But I don't know what to do if I can't get this up to where I want to plant it there. So I really need to get it in the ground very soon. So anyways, that's the dilemma I'm running into. Now from this angle, I do think the hydrangea would look beautiful in that spot right against the house. So anyways, we might just have to do that until I can figure out how to get that stump out, or kill it off enough so it doesn't come back. But anyways, there we go. It's a new day for me, and I'm going to work on collecting some seeds from some zinnias. Regarding that big, huge bush, I'm going to try that stump and vine killer I have to see if that works and see if we can just cut it down far enough. But it just goes so far down, and I need that hole for the hydrangea. So I might just put it in that front bed for now. But I went to my mom's house, and I love the zinnias she has. Not that I don't love the zinnias I have this year, but I've already talked about they're different than I got last year. And I think I definitely prefer the ones I got last year as far as height and things like that. So I just cut off some of her spent blooms, and I am collecting the seeds so that I can just grow my own next year. And zinnia seeds are so easy to collect. You got to make sure the flower is like completely dried out. And I just basically pulled ones from the bottom of her bushes. And I'm just pulling off the flower petals, and all of these are seeds. And then the middle of it as well, which I'll show you in a minute, is of the flower itself is just filled with seeds. So I'm storing them in just brown paper bags. These are all I had on hand was like the big lunch bags, but you can use smaller ones. And I just wrote what color they were, the date that I put them in here. How long are seeds good for? I mean, at least a couple of years, but just one flower head gives you like, I don't even know, like 100 dang seeds. So hopefully they're probably good. I would guess seeds are good for 2 or 3 years maybe. Is that accurate? I don't know. Let me know. So this is what they look like. I pulled the flower petal off, and they look like little arrows, and I'm just breaking off like the flower petal part, and those are all of the seeds. So like I said, one flower, you could get enough seeds from it to fill your whole yard with one flower if you just wanted one of the same flower. The ones from the middle of the flower head look a little bit different than this, but again, they're all seeds. Now, I have heard that I am marking the color of these, but the seeds can produce a different color. So I'll definitely be curious to see when I plant these if that is the case. So I've already pulled all the petals off, and then I'm just reaching to the dry, and this is what the seeds look like from the middle of the petal. Again, like over 100 seeds from just a one flower. I'm going to go ahead and collect my snapdragon seeds as well because I bought some from the nursery and I have some colors I really like. So hopefully I can, if I collect the seeds from those colors, I'll get those colors. And then I also did collect my Mexican sunflower seeds, although I still have some left from the packet I bought for this year. So these will be good to go for next year's sowing, and I'm just going to store them in a cool, dry place. And here they all are. I think I took like 6 or 7 different colors from her. And then, I don't know, you've never seen this and I've never seen this. The hubs was outside working before me. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is he doing? He's out there working. So I got my butt out there. Usually it's me. I get out there 20, 30, 40 minutes later. He comes out and starts helping. So I was just so extremely happy. He's out here digging up volunteer trees and shrubs that we don't want, doing the hard stuff that I do not like to do. I would rather rake some leaves and things like that. So super grateful. And I'm going to just join in and we're going to get a big chunk cleaned up. Here's my theory. Could be right, could be wrong. I don't know. It's just a theory. I think he can see the vision now. You know, the backyard, if you've been with me for a while, I think I'm going to do a video updating on the progress so far. But anyways, if you've been with me for a while, you know there's a lot of work still to be done. But the transformation that we have made so far in this yard is insane, incredible. I'm so incredibly proud of it. And at first, when we started, it looked like a job that was never, ever going to be accomplished. And so my theory is that maybe he was just like, what is the point of all of this? It's so overgrown. It's just never, ever going to happen. We just have to leave it as the woods.
You need an look at this big one. Let's see. How about this one? That's a nice one. That's a nice one. Go get it. You got it? Clarky, what do you think about that stick? Is it your favorite? Is it your favorite? I'm going to tear it up. Hi, you're going to tear it up.
So again, just a theory, but now I think when he looks outside, he can see a backyard. That is a very wooded, beautiful backyard, but a backyard instead of just the woods, as he used to call it. I had to laugh. I wasn't recording. I wish I would have been at this time. But Donna Jean had opened the door and she yelled outside, "You guys are wearing almost the same color outfits that you were wearing when Dad got the bee stings." If you were with me last year when we were doing yard cleanup, then you may remember that video. We lovingly refer to it often. Hubs is a real good sport about it. We ran into a wasp nest, not a bee's nest, a wasp nest. And he got stung a couple of times. We ended up finding a couple of wasp nests buried in the ground as we were cleaning. Last year was quite an adventure in the yard, finding all the poison ivy, uncovering the wasp nests that were buried underneath all of the overgrownness of this yard. I ended up buying a bee suit and getting the nest as we found them. Thank heavens we haven't run into either of those issues this year, although I'm sure there's probably still poison ivy lurking around. And I had just told my husband, be careful over there. We have an invisible fence for Clark. You can kind of see the blue flags up. Last time he was out here pulling up trees, he broke a line. And sure enough, then Viviana opens up the back door and she goes, "There's beeping in the basement," from the invisible fence line. So yes, we broke a line for Clark's fence again. So I had to make an appointment for them to come out and fix it. So I said to him, just go around the whole perimeter and dig up anything you need to dig up now before they come. Always an adventure of some shape or form when we are out here doing yard cleanup. I wouldn't have it any other way. All I know is we are making progress slowly but surely. And it feels darn good. I'm over here in the shade garden, trying to clean up a little bit. The marigolds are looking just lovely. Look what I found. Look what I found. Another little teeny baby Cosmo. I got one 6 foot tall in the front that hasn't bloomed, and this little teeny thing has a dang bloom on it. Oh my gosh, that's just so incredible. Hubs just told me we had something in the yard that I didn't think we had, so I had to go check it out. Oh, look at that. Huh. I'm surprised they haven't. Those are cute little ferns. They must not spread like they used to at our old house.
Right.
Because our whole yard was full of them. But those are cute. Look at this. Look at all of that stone. It was a whole dang pathway here. And we just let it get covered. But we are taking care of that now. Oh my gosh, there's so much. I'm going to work on these little sucker trees, because you know, if you don't, then they turn into those. That's probably, I know that wasn't here when we moved in. That's a little sucker that grew into a couple of them right there. That one probably is too. So all right, let me get these up. I was so excited to find that he found a couple of ferns in the back, because I've been thinking about getting some. Our first house, we had lots of ferns and they spread a ton. And I would have people ask me, like, how do you get your ferns to grow like that? I didn't know anything about gardening in my early 20s. I didn't do a darn thing to those ferns. They just spread like crazy. So they must not grow as good here in this yard as they did in my old yard, because I was surprised that we had two. And they haven't spread any, but that was fun to find little ferns. Hubs already went inside. He said he was done. He did a lot of digging and cutting and things like that. So I'm just going to finish up and get a little bit more leaves collected here that have been accumulated from over many, many years. And then we'll be done with this. We got a lot done today, and I am just so excited. Look at this view. Oh my gosh. Look at the pathway, all the flowers I have. I just can't believe the progress we have made in this yard. And next year, next year is going to be an absolutely incredible year for this yard. I knew it was going to take me a long time to get this backyard cleaned up because I can only work for 5 or 6 months out of the year because I'm in Michigan and we get snow and a lot of cold and all of that fun stuff. I'm just so happy. So I'm just going to show you the progress we made today. And then I think we're going to just do one more thing in this video. Oh, hi, Clocky. We got 9 bags, but that's not even all. Because Hubs is not always great about bagging up his stuff. He does the work and kind of leaves it. So there's probably another 2 or 3 bags of stuff. Look at what happened. Remember I showed you this gorgeous double impatience? My guess is the deer really like impatience. Didn't know that, now I do. I looked out the window this morning because I love to look out and look at my beautiful double impatience, and I was like, oh no. So yeah, he pulled up a lot of volunteer trees and bushes that all need to be bagged up. So that's probably at least another 1 bag or 2 bags. But let me show you. Got a lot cleared.
What? What do you want? You got dirty face. You get dirty face.
He's following me around like I'm going to throw a stick for him. That's a lot. That's the most we've had cleared in so long. Of course, those are not that one, but those are all things I planted. It's almost to the back of our property line. We haven't gone back here. You can kind of see where I'm guessing the pathway was at one point. So we haven't gone beyond that, and our property line goes just beyond Clark's little blue flags there. So, wow, this was a big space. I still got a little more to do over here on the side. We're almost to our property line on this side as well, but look at that big old tree. Must have came down in my neighbor's yard, I'm guessing, or maybe that was one of my trees that came down in his. I don't know. They all blend together, right? So, anyways, I'm so happy. That was a whole lot cleared, other than a couple of the big trees that we haven't been able to get up yet. What's that? Is that a rock? Oh, maybe. Yeah. Oh, look at that. That's a nice little rock. I'll move that out of here. Finding rocks everywhere we go. All right, this is going to be the last thing I work on for this video. I am just going to go ahead and pull up these cone flowers here so that I can plant that hydrangea. So I'm just going to move them. I'll show you where I'm going to move them in a little bit. But I just have 4 of them. One of them, I went to a nursery towards I don't know, in July maybe. And they were getting ready to close for the season, or close until fall. So for the season. And they had buy one, get one free. And then my friend Vivian, who gave me bleeding hearts from her yard, Shasta daisies from her yard. She also gave me 1 cone flower from her yard. So that one bloomed just beautiful this year. So I got all 4 of the cone flowers up, and I'm just going to dig a big hole for this awesome, incredible, I think that's what it's called, hydrangea. And I know I have some, I planted some daffodils back here, so I might dig up some bulbs and have to move them around. I'm certain I probably will. I think this is one right here. Yep, I just set it aside because it had a bulb attached with roots and stuff. You may notice I've been wearing long sleeves. Yeah, it's been flipping cold in Michigan this week. I just took it off my jacket off because I started getting hot after all the digging. But it wasn't even 70 this day. And if you're not directly in the sun, it's chilly. We're supposed to get back up. You're going to see this video I'm editing, of course, before And the week that you see this, we're going to be back up into the 80s, which I'm so happy about because I want to hold on to summer as long as I can. Our summers are just short-lived here in Michigan. I know some of y'all in the hot states are probably so ready for cooler weather. I am not. So I was not loving this week. I ran out of compost and I wanted to put some more because this is a pretty big plant. So just filling her with compost, and she's going to be in the ground now. I only bought this like less than a week ago, and it's already like wilted twice on me because the pot dries out so quick. So she'll like being in the ground much better. Well, we're just about finished. Thanks so much for spending some time with me today. Had a very productive week, got some seeds collected. A huge section of the backyard is all cleared out, moved some plants around, and got a new hydrangea in the ground. So let me show you where I put all of the other plants. All right, we're going to finish the video up. I've got the hydrangea in the ground, and she does have one little bloom. So I don't know, maybe that with this week's heat, she'll actually give me one bloom. That would be super awesome. But I'm excited to watch her grow, and let me show you where I put the rest of the plants. All right, so I moved all of the mums to the front edge of the bed, and then now I have my 3 echinacea and my 4 cone flowers all together. None of them look great right now because it's the end of the season. I already showed you some of them have new buds coming, but hopefully next year that will be just a beautiful show of flowers right there. And hopefully my black-eyed Susan doesn't take over too darn much. So thanks again so much for spending some time with me today. I hope it inspired you to tackle a project in your yard or in your house. And I'm going to see you again next week. Have a great day. Bye.